I don't think I've ever played a role where I've done more preparation. That's the intimidation factor for you. I read and read fat biographies. I found out so much more about Churchill than I knew, and I had thought I knew a lot. I especially found it fascinating learning about him as a young man. Of course, I was playing him as quite an old man, but I found that that completely informed him as an old man. And, you know, my Confederates were Peter Morgan. He just wrote these incredible scenes that played themselves. And I was acting with Claire Foy and Eileen Atkins and Harriet Walter playing my wife, Matt Smith, Jared Harris, who gave a beautiful performance as George VI. These things give you great confidence, make you feel, and also my fat suit. I would say my fat suit helped more than anything. I'm 6'4" and about 225 pounds. Churchill was 5'7" and about 225 pounds. So I had to just sort of think that way. There's a guy who works quite a lot with Stephen Daldry named William Conacher, who's a Conacher, C-H-E-R, who's a terrific dialect coach. And it wasn't just Churchill's accent, although certainly that was a challenge, but his whole, the physiology of his voice. He had an incredibly nasal voice, and he had a lisp that came out of the back of his mouth. And William worked with me just as much on that as on the language. I'm happy to say he spent just as much time working on the accents of all the English actors as he did mine. Because if you think 80 years ago, 70 years ago, language was very different back then, particularly among royals. They have a dialect all their own. He was a genius, and without him, I would have really struggled. And the other thing, with the language, there were two Churchill voices. There was the public voice and the private voice, and it's very hard to find Churchill out of the public eye. Everybody knows him very well as a sort of stentorian public speaker. Almost nobody better known than Churchill. But it took forever to find those little moments. And he thought they told just like himself. And when I found those, it was like gold. Because, of course, almost the entire role is the private Churchill.